Good evening everyone, I am Gopi Krishna from Glorious IAS Academy. Today we will discuss about special drawing rights, an important component under IMF. SDR is a little abstract dry concept. I will try to simplify it and I will try to explain exactly how actually SDR works. So SDR is a special drawing rights. It is a virtual currency. It's not a real currency. Real currency is like rupee or dollar. This virtual currency, unlike rupee or dollar, which can be used to buy goods and services, and virtual currency, it cannot be used in forex market also. What does it mean? You can, we can sell dollars or we can sell rupees in the forex market, but we cannot sell and convert this currency in the forex market. Then what is the use if it is a virtual currency? But it has many uses, like it can be used to pay for exports indirectly. We will see how it is. But if it is a virtual currency, how IMF allocates that? IMF allocates to the member countries based on a quota system. We will see what is a quota system, number one. And basically it is a unit of account, like in the IMF books, like for each country some $1 billion will be given. For example, India has more than 13 billion SDRs, and suppose a country X has 100 million SDRs, and it wants to buy essential medicine, it wants to import, basically it wants to pay for the imports. How X uses the SDR? Because it's a virtual currency, it is not a real currency. What it does is, it has to make a voluntary agreement with another country A, which has good forex reserves and which wants to convert this SDR into dollars. So why country A does it? Whenever, for a country A also some amount of SDRs there in the, say 500 million SDRs is there in its account. Suppose if you get more SDR into its account, this 100 million will come into the accounts and it will give dollars. Then it can earn little bit of interest. IMF gives a certain interest if you have more SDR than the allocated SDR. So that is one motivation. Second is, it is obligated by the IMF. Suppose voluntary agreement doesn't work and then IMF designates a country. This country shall transfer the SDR into the real currency, say dollar. So X converts the SDR into dollars from the country A or another designated country. Then it will use the dollars to pay for the imports. That's how SDRs are used to pay for the imports, also to tide over balance of payment crisis. You don't have enough forex reserve to pay for your imports, then these SDRs can be used. So through these mechanisms, SDRs increase our global liquidity. Like during Corona time, through general allocation method, $650 billion were allocated to all the member countries by the IMF to increase the international liquidity in the market in 2021. IMF did this 3 more times before. This was the largest allocation to improve the confidence of the the world economy. It was an essential move. So India got more than 12 billion SDR through this, and when these SDRs are converted into dollar, there is an exchange rate. Based on the exchange rate, it will be done. We will see how that exchange rate also works. This is the basics of SDR. Let's move forward. Basically, how quota system works in the IMF. Basically, IMF has a criteria based on the strength of the GDP of the country, and also its variability of the economy, and openness of the economy, and also what is its forex currency reserves. Based on all these factors, a score will be given. Based on the score, you will get a quota. What does quota mean? Suppose India has the quota of 2.76%, which is the 8th largest. Once you get a quota, you have to contribute to IMF. So quota is nothing but a financial contribution to IMF. 25% you have to contribute in kind of dollars, and 75% you contribute with the domestic currency. So this can be used by the IMF to solve the liquidity problems whenever they arise. So, but why countries are paying to IMF, and why they are happy to pay? Like, you pay more and you get to, basically if you have more quota, means if you pay more, if you give more financial contribution to IMF, it's a good thing. Why? Because it has a global reputation. That means your economy is doing well, and also it gives a safety net. Suppose you may not require it, but if require it, then you can use the economic assistance by the IMF, and economic assistance by the IMF will be decided based on the quota system only. So therefore, more quota, you can get more assistance. And thirdly, SDRs are also allocated based on the quota system. Higher the quota, higher the SDR allocation. So that is also a big benefit to the member countries. So because of all these reasons, America has the highest quota, that is 17.44%. China has around 6%, more than 6%. So this is how quota system works in the IMF. People contribute, and based on the contribution you get voting rights also. More quota means more voting rights, so you can decide on the IMF policies. So that is also an important criteria, and that is why people also are more happy if they get more quota. The SDRs are not linked to a single currency. Initially it was linked to US dollar. Later it was changed, and 5 currencies are taken. Basically this will help in the risk mitigation, and also the whatever the world economic currents are happening, they will be reflected in the SDR, and variability also will reduce. Suppose only if US dollar is there, if US dollar varies the rate, and SDR also which varies, but here because 5 currencies are there, there will be a pull and push, and the stability will be more and it will be better. So logical and important question for us is, why Indian rupee is not part of the currency basket? Because Niti Aayog also told India became a 4th largest economy now, and we crossed Japan. Now Germany, China and US are only there. So it is logical that Indian rupee should be part of it. So one of the reasons is, there are 2 criteria which IMF sees to make it part of basket of currencies. One is export criteria. You have to be a big exporter, like top 5 exporters in the last 5 countries. Second is the openness. Matlab, how open is your currency? How whether your currency is being used in the international trade, is whether the currency is being freely used in the international trade, and also how acceptable the currency is. So, but India, we have full current account convertibility, but our capital account convertibility is not full. So because of those reasons, our Indian rupee is still not part of basket of currencies. But in future we can definitely expect, because India is slowly taking baby steps towards capital account convertibility also, because now Indians can take large amounts of Indian rupee foreign currency also, and invest in foreign countries also. Partial capital account convertibility is there, and it is increasing day by day. So another important logical point regarding this is internationalization of Indian rupee. Suppose if rupee is internationalized, then we can use rupees only to pay for the exports. Then we won't have the problem of current account deficit, and we won't need to manage the forex reserves, and and we can pay for exports in rupees only. So this is a great advantage. So RBI is also promoting internationalization of rupee. They have a committee also for this. and they are taking various measures. One is promotion of usage of rupees in cross-border trade, and we have agreements with 15 countries more than, and encouraging NRIs to open rupee denominated account in Indian banks in foreign, and integrating our payment system like UPI with other countries. Also special rupee pass-through account. Now, what is special rupee pass-through account? It was in news also before. And how special rupee pass-through account works? Suppose a Russian company, let's say we are importing oil from Russia, and so the Russian bank will open a account with our Indian bank, say SBI for example. So and say the oil is being imported by Reliance, and previously Reliance used to pay in dollars. They have to buy dollars in the forex market, and they have to buy to the exporter, that is a Russian exporter. But now what Reliance will do, it will pay the Russian bank account in rupees. The Reliance will pay in rupees, and the Russian bank account will convert those rupees into rubles, and whatever has to be paid to the Russian exporter, it will be paid, and rest of the rupees will stay in the the foreign bank account of the SBI only. So there was a problem of excess rupees being staying in the bank, because we are importing around 46 billion oil, but our exports is very less, say 3.5 billion dollars exports were there. So ideally the excess rupees whatever are there, if they are used for Indian exports, because Indian exports can be paid in the rupees, it would have been a win-win situation. But because our exports were less, there was a problem of excess rupees. But this problem was solved by intergovernmental coordination. Now what they did was the excess rupees can be used to invest in government securities, or to invest in other investments of India, and we also started diversifying our exports. So there also, because of all these three reasons, our excess rupee issue reduced, and even now almost 90% of Russian oil is being imported through this special rupee pass-through account. So this is very advantageous, because we are not paying in dollars. So that's it from my side, friends. I am Gopi Krishna from Glorious IAS Academy. Thank you very much.